Hi, welcome to our studio chats. We're so excited to have you here with us today. Today, we are going to update you on our 100-day challenge. We are a little bit into this, and we have some of our thoughts to share. We have the backstory of why we're even doing it, some of the benefits and some of the tips. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. But for those of you who might not be familiar with our studio chats, this is just a casual conversation between friends. We're going to share our insights and our perspectives. It's a safe place, so always be kind. And
Yeah. And if you love our chat today, then don't forget to take a screen grab and share it with us. We would love to know that you benefited from it, or you just enjoyed it, or you just love hearing us chat and talk all the time. So yeah, tag us and let us know. We would love to see that you're enjoying them. So
go ahead.
I was going to talk about the main reason I really wanted to do this challenge was consistency, showing up consistently over and over.
Yeah.
And
Fleur reached out and was like, do you want to do a 100-day challenge? And at first I was like, are you insane? We have so much on our plate. Are you insane? And it's like holiday season. Like we're going into the holidays. And then we started talking about it. I'm like, oh, 100 days, it's not that long. And then Fleur was like, oh no, it'll end in January. I was like, oh, what? Wait, what? How long is this gonna be? But now that we're a little into it, I am so grateful. This is my first 100-day challenge. Fleur, this is your second.
This is my second, and it's not an easy challenge to keep up with. Like you can really fall off if you're not like dedicated to it. But if you do it, it can be really rewarding and really, really lovely, right? Like the feeling of like showing up consistently and when you do a challenge like this, because you're working in your sketchbook, the sketchbook itself is really fulfilling, a creative cup filling kind of process in itself. I do sketchbook challenges all the time in my Patreon, and it's one of my favorite things. And so yeah, to dive into this again, this is kind of the start of Houghton Studio. I did this over 4 years ago the first time, and it kind of like was the birth of Houghton Studio. And so it feels nice to do it again.
Yeah. Well, first of all, should we talk about what we each chose to focus on during this challenge? Because that's one of the questions I've been getting the most is how did you decide what to draw? And when you're sitting down each day, like what are you doing? Are you drawing off a list? Are you looking at reference photos? What kind of is that focus? And I know we were both really intentional about what we chose for specific reasons. Do you want to start, Fleur?
Okay. I'm working in this little moleskin. I also get this asked a lot, like, where is it your book from? This is a moleskin little journal. It is 200 GM paper, and it is just really lovely. You can use it this way or this way. And I'm keeping it small because when you go too big, there's too much to fill, right? It's too much page.
I'm gonna one up you. Look at how tiny mine is. Fleur got hers, and I just finished my full year of art journaling in the size that Fleur has, and I was like, no, this time I'm going smaller.
Yeah, but you're also doing a double page, right? Which actually ends up being the same size as mine, if you think about it.
Oh yeah, because you're just doing one page. You're not doing on both. You're not doing on that. Right?
So it's basically the same. Okay, so I brought these gouache paints, and they've been sitting on my desk. I was like, I really wanted to try this medium. I'd seen people doing it like for last 4 years. I've wanted to do it. So I don't know, over a year ago, I brought them, and they literally sat in this box on my desk up there on the shelf, and then back on my desk, like a reminder. And I said to Ryan, I think we should do a 100-day challenge, and then I'll use my gouache paint. Like it will force me to do it. And I think when I first got them, I opened them up and did a couple of brush strokes, and that was it. And it was over. But I am loving gouache paint, just diving in and learning this medium, and just also the consistency of it, of like watering it down, using it thicker, all of the things, using smaller brushes, bigger brushes to get different effects. I'm just having fun. I'm really just having fun. I'm having fun. And so that was my motivation, is to like try a new medium, kind of like loosen up. And I normally draw in my sketchbook with what Ryan uses, which is my Tombos, and I love these, but I just really wanted to try something new. And so that was my number one kind of medium that I'm using. And it's really great because it just dries and you can reactivate it all. And I just add a little bit more. So I'm just using this one little palette. I made this is a little pottery thing I made in 2019. You can see on the bottom there. And yeah, I'm just keeping it small and simple. And I've got a set of brushes. These are Da Vinci ones. The first reel I did, I go through all the things that I'm using. So go check that out, the 100-day challenge one. But yeah, and really, I just really wanted to build consistency of showing up, and yeah, and I kind of pulled Ryan along for the ride. I was like, we can do it. I think we can do it. If we're going to do it, we have to set a date. And so we set a date months and months ago for the first time.
Right. Yes, mine. Well, I am a person that I need external accountability in my life, like 1,000%. So I have no doubt, like, the fact that I did my art journaling by myself for a year was like unbelievable to me, because I'm not usually that person. So Fleur committing to doing it, I knew I'd show up, and I know that I'll show up because that's just what I need. I need somebody else to do it with me. But my focus is illustration. I really want to focus on my illustration skills. I want to focus on the things that I'm excited about, but my skills aren't quite there. So I picked a medium that I'm really familiar with and a subject that's uncomfortable and would push me. So probably the opposite of Fleur. Fleur's doing more florals. That is her wheelhouse. With a new medium, I've kind of flipped that, and I'm doing illustrations with my Tombos. I am really loving my Tombos this time. I'm starting to use my clear. This is just so I can use water with it and blend the colors, which I don't do a ton, just because I haven't ever taken the time to really play with it. I have like 3 buckets full of Tombos. I think I almost have every color. And then I have my black pens, and I'm using all sorts of different black pens. And I actually just got a new, sorry, I keep standing up. I should have gotten these closer to me. I just got a new white gel pen to be able to do on top of my illustrations. So that is what I'm using. My focus, I have a pretty consistent art practice. I'm pretty good about every day at least taking 5 minutes. A lot of times that's in the car when I'm in pickup line or waiting at a sporting event for my kids. But for me, the challenge of the 100-day was really, well, the challenge has been filming it and sharing the sketchbook ones that you normally would just not show anybody, because
being vulnerable way, like it's vulnerable, showing like the work that you feel ugly. Other people might not feel like it's ugly, or they might, but like it's being really vulnerable.
It's been really vulnerable. And for me, I'm going to say this: if you see me post an animal, just send me all the love that you can that day, because you know I'm cringing inside. It's like, that's the thing. I can draw animals when I can sketch it out over and over and tweak it and readjust. But to draw it with my markers and lay that line down confidently is a lot harder for me. So that's been what it is for me, is showing up, a willingness to be vulnerable, and consistently showing up, consistently sharing my artwork at all stages.
Yeah, I think the filming it and getting and posting it and then writing a post and talking about it, all of that stuff takes so much time, like so much time. We all know it does.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say, one of the things that I've liked about it is, traditionally, I think it's natural for us as creatives that every time we want to post a reel, we want to film it in a different way, or tweak it a little bit, or add something new, or do it in a new version. The 100-day challenge, for me at least, just doesn't give me that opportunity. Yeah. Like, I have to film it on a time lapse, because I can't take the time to creatively edit all the pieces. Do you know what I mean? Together every single day. Yeah.
You've got to like find a kind of like a quick path to like getting it done quickly, because we also with mums, where we've got a whole lot of other to-do list as well. I talked about that in my newsletter today about the mountain to-do list. Hey, I also forgot to mention I use these Moto paint pens as well.
Yeah. I was just going to quickly say on that with the real thing, it's shown me that it doesn't always have to be new and exciting. You can do the same thing over and people still like it.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Sounds so silly, but I'm like, oh, you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
That's actually just consistency. That can actually just like build into the consistency of it, of just like, I'm just doing the same thing, but with a different medium. And people kind of like get excited to see what you're doing next. People will rally to like go, what's it today? Because they enjoy being like inspired by it, right? I get the asks all the time, what pens are you using? So I just want to make it clear, these are the Moto. It's like MOLOTOW. And
they're refillable, right?
Yeah, they're refillable. I've never refilled them. I just buy a new one because the tip,
they are refillable.
But they have really lovely colors, and so they have these kind of soft pinks and like a cream and nice grays and stuff. Shall we dive into some of the benefits of doing a challenge like this? So like, small steps, big results. There is nothing better than when you get to an end of a challenge like this, and here's one of my books from last time. I used a ring binder one, which was really great because you can flick over and you can rip the pages out if you don't like them. This one you can't rip out. It would be like a shame to rip. You just have to deal with it. But like having kind of like a body of work, this one's all really like kind of different colors and stuff. It's all just like all over the place. But having a body of work is like this big result. It is really cool having 100 little artworks.
Yeah, I was also going to say it's a small step. I'm already feeling this. We're not that far into it, but my first entries in my sketchbook, every one of them made me cringe. But showing up each day, I feel like I'm getting more comfortable sitting in that uncomfortable place, but I'm also getting that muscle's getting better. I'm liking more things because it's almost like I'm getting it going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those small steps every day are like getting me better results, or results that I'm liking more. Not that you still don't have those cringe ones scattered throughout.
Yeah, there's these moments when I'm doing it because I'm using paint that I'm like, do I take it to the next step? Do I add the black marker, the outline that I think I will like, or will I just ruin it? Or I was like flicking paint on it, thinking, I'll just get a little bit of texture like in there, and then I flick too much, and I'm like, ruined it. Like a big in the middle, and I was like, oh my god, I've gone too far. Like when do I stop? And it's kind of like sometimes I like want to take a photo of it before I went too far. Like if I have that moment, I'm like, I'm going to take a photo of it now. And then if I ruin it, I've got the other photo.
Yeah. But it's also the beauty of taking the chance to ruin it, because not every time is it ruined. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have those thoughts as well of like, am I going to ruin this?
Yeah.
The small steps, it's like doing something every day. The consistency of doing something every day is hugely beneficial to finding your art style. Do we want to share that? Like just so many things about the consistency of doing this challenge. There is
during COVID became a plant mom, like 10 million other people. I had so many plants, and my son and I used to propagate the plants. So we would trim it and we'd stick it in a thing of water. And this is the best analogy I have for anything showing up consistently. Every day we'd look at those little stems, nothing had grown, but slowly this long root grows and you have a whole new plant by just that getting sunlight and water every day. And it's just these tiny steps. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I have a whole new plant here, where it was just a stem. And I think art is that same way of, it's just showing up consistently. There is nothing glamorous about it. There's nothing like in the day-to-day, it feels like you're making no progress, but it's wild to be able to look back and be like 5 minutes, 30 minutes, however much time. If you consistently show up, you will inevitably see growth there.
Yeah, I love that. You really love your analogies and you're really good at them. I love you for that. So good. Okay, what about supercharging your creativity with a 100-day challenge and how it turbo boosts you into like, you know what I mean? Like you're thrown in the deep end and you're just like, it kind of like gets you somewhere faster, don't you think? Then not doing
Absolutely.
it gets you to kind of like, I don't know. At the end of this, I'm going to have like a body of concepts of work that I can come back and develop. And I just feel like it, if you're stuck, or if you feel like you really want to find a voice of art style, that kind of thing, it's a controversial topic. But if you're really want to have consistency and you're just kind of not motivated and stuff, throwing yourself into something like this can like really boost you forward fast. Like in 3 months, you can be so much more ahead of what you were 3 months ago.
Yeah, I think it's also, you don't want to draw the same thing every day, right? So you're showing up and you're pushing beyond your 15 things you like to draw, or your whatever, however amount, you've got to push past that. Or maybe you're drawing the same flower you like, but you don't want it to look like yesterday's. So then you're putting little dots here. You're going to add some line work, or maybe you're layering it different. It starts to really push you into your style, like Flora was saying, or finding your voice. And not that your style has to stay there, but you start to push your limits. Or like I find myself playing more,
Yeah.
playing with like, oh, what if I just tried that? Like, what if I looked at that differently? I don't know, because you're in the practice of doing it, and it's such a big challenge. It's not like 10 days and then you're done, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is a 100-day challenge. So you really are reimagining each day something new.
Yeah. And then like I feel like if you're like at the moment, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm kind of like just picking it up and going, staring at the blank page and then going, what am I going to do? I don't even know. And then just going, okay, and just diving into like something that comes to mind. Or I've looked through maybe my last challenge and then it sparked an idea of like reinventing that old idea, which has
Yeah.
been really beneficial for me, or looking in some of my old sketchbooks. But you could use prompts, and you could like pull out a prompt each day to like of things that you've really wanted to expand on in your like portfolio and stuff. And this is like the concept stage for that, which could be a really nice thing to do as well, like using prompts if you felt
Yeah.
stuck.
So
Or
I started with a list of 100 subject matters when I started. And some days I reference that when I'm feeling stuck, of like telephones or breakfast foods. There's like all different things in there, but not every day. Some days I just feel, oh, I want to draw lamps. And so I just draw lamps. They weren't on my thing, but that's what I wanted to draw. So it's there for the days I need it, but I'm not rigid to I'm going through the list one by one and checking these off.
because I've been asked that question many times, and I said, and then also, if you're a creative brief member, you could even use, we have list prompts in there, so you could actually tie it back with the briefs that that you're getting each month, and go, okay, for this month I'm concentrating on these prompts from this brief, and then the next 30 days it will be and then you could really start to build your concept and be hitting two birds with one stone there.
I just shared a reel. I shared a reel. You can go back and see it. By the time this goes out, I will have shared a reel. But you can also this is the prompts from our brief. Just cut up the large flower prompts. I just sliced each one. And if you need it, you can just pull it out and draw an iris, and that's your thing for the day. So look up some reference photos of an iris, and that's what you would draw. And each day you could just cut up your brief prompts and to put them in a bag based on category and pull one out.
Or a pretty little jar.
Yes, pretty little jar.
Okay, what about the fear of the blank canvas? No more. I feel like the 100-day challenge can really get you over this, because this is me. I like sit here and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I did a draw of me session the other day, and I had to like just jump on. I was like, okay guys, I'm gonna draw my 100-day challenge. And I just sat there for ages like chatting. I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna draw. Looking at it and like for 10 minutes I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do on this page. But I feel like we can get over the fear of that from doing something like this.
Yeah, I feel like I had that hesitation the first like handful of days, but now it's gone. Now it's gone and you just pick it up, and I think that comes with when you're showing up so consistently and sharing, even the vulnerable part, the fear of making crappy artwork gets less.
Yeah, it's the
I
fear.
think that was the concern. Yeah, like the blank page, I think everybody's concern is what
Am
if
I
it's
gonna,
horrible? Like what
or,
if what comes out is crappy?
or what if I ruin it? You just have to do. People will enjoy like just watching you just do. People love that process of watching people create. They love it. They really, really love
Yeah.
it.
One thing that I have found is helpful too is even in the things I hate, there's usually moments of things that I like. And it's a reminder to myself that like my sketchbook is a safe place. The 100-day challenge is a safe place. It's to get ideas out. It's not for perfection. So I don't ever put the pressure of, oh, then I'm going to scan this in and I'm just going to clean it up and it's done. That's not what my sketchbook for me is for. And so when I create artwork I don't like, there's usually something that I was like, oh, I actually like this little part and I could use that. Like I would redraw this, you know what I mean? And so I think when you become okay that even in the crap, there's usually good moments, it makes the blank page less intimidating too.
Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this because the gardeners come to the door. Just a sec. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. They're breaking. Okay. Yeah. So you might have to cut a bit. Don't say. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just have. I think I've got some more hose, so we can just connect it back up. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I've got some new hose, and we can just connect it once you've done it. Okay. Luca, come on, quick! I'm recording. He wants to follow the man. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Do you want me to like put my hands up so you know where to start again?
Yeah. I think there'll be a phase where there's like, okay.
The next one is banishing creative. Oh, we just did creative. Discover your style, fear of a blank canvas. We kind of did that.
Let's just jump. Let's jump into tips.
Okay. Okay, let's jump into some tips for working on a 100-day challenge. Fleur, do you want to start?
Yeah, okay. Choosing a small journal. I think, I had this one. I quite like the size because sometimes if I want to be a little bit free, then I can kind of like, especially if I was painting, I feel like this is even quite small. For like, like when I was trying to do like a little bit more free kind of style, I had to kind of go a little bit ditzy. I had like this really small one, which I thought I was going to use, but I decided against it. But if you were kind of just sketching, or you're just like, I'm just going to do ink drawings and a little sketch of like flowers, and you're just going to do 100 days of flowers or something, or shells or something like that, then I think this small size it would be great. But because I wanted to do paint, I chose the little next one up kind of thing.
Yeah.
The small. Don't go too big.
Yes, I'm seconding that. That's a good tip.
This one is watercolor. Sorry, that's backwards, but watercolor 200 GM, and so is this one.
I think my tip is going to be to share it. Figure out a way, like we were talking about with the reels, of just a formula that you can show up consistently, so it's not overwhelming and it's not something that you're going to fail at, right? If you have to do a bunch of video editing every day, voiceovers, all the things, it's easy to fail at that. But I think there's such benefit to sharing it.
It could even just be on your stories. It could just be on your stories, right? A photo on your stories and showing up in your stories for 100 days.
But yeah, I think there's value in taking people along for the journey. And there's value in stretching the muscle of putting your artwork out into the world. So that would be my tip would be to share that. Share your process, share what you're doing, even if it's not the work that you're necessarily loving. I promise it will inspire other people just by seeing you show up and commit to what you want to be doing in the world.
Yeah. Also, if 100-day feels too overwhelming, you could be like, just baby steps. You could be like, I'm just going to try for 7 days or I'm going to try for 30. A 30-day challenge is a great challenge too. And they kind of sometimes can be hard, but they may be easier to kind of commit to. And once you get to 30, you could be like, okay, I think I can do another 30. You know what I mean? Like you could just be like, I'm going to try for a 100-day challenge, but I'm just going to commit to 30 and just get that done. But you could even just, try 7 now, and then you might be ready for a 30-day challenge or a 100-day challenge like later down the track. But there's nothing wrong with trying just something small to start with to get you kind of going.
My next tip would be to push through the ugly. Don't rip it out of your sketchbook. Don't act like it didn't happen. Just keep going, because I don't know, Fleur, if you found this, but in the moment, the sketchbook pages, the pages that have made me cringe the worst, when I get farther removed from them, they don't bother me nearly as bad.
Yeah. And also we learn out of the ugly too. Like we can learn about like, I don't like that. I don't like that the way that brush that I used, or the consistency of the paint, or I don't really like those colors together, or I don't like that pen wasn't working quite right, so I'm going to do that again. Like we can like learn in the moment. So then we adjust, and then the next one hopefully is not so ugly. I also, like, I was telling one of my my Patreon members the other day of like, okay, I really want you to challenge yourself, because she really needed to get over this, like just needed to create, but she always felt like she was creating shit or like ugly work. And I was like, okay, what about if you did a challenge for yourself of just like creating ugly, that you're just going to do a 30-day of ugly art. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you just say that this is an ugly art project and I'm just going to get my ugly. It's get the ugly out challenge. Get the ugly out challenge, and then hopefully something beautiful will come out of it. But if you already just like, this is me getting my ugly out, and you accept that, then maybe that's a way of like tricking yourself of like doing it. Like, get your ugly out challenge.
Will inevitably get better at whatever you focus on. So by the end of 30 days, there's no doubt you would get better at whatever you're trying to get better at.
Yeah. Okay. And so our other tip would be guidelines. Something like this, like keeping the decision fatigue to the minimum, is actually just deciding on a medium, deciding on a subject matter, deciding on a color palette, just something like setting some guidelines. It could even be setting a timer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm just going to do whatever. It could be whatever medium, whatever subject matter, but it's just the time thing. I just feel like setting some rules for yourself when stepping into it, how it will help you show up consistently. What are some good tips for you? Like, I kind of like doing it in one medium. My first challenge I did it in many mediums. So I really played with medium, and that was kind of my idea, was kind of find my creativity, find the medium that I liked, find the marks that I was enjoying. And I just did a whole bunch of stuff. Like I didn't have that, but I did have that I was doing kind of a pattern, and I was kind of, I was producing a pattern kind of each day and just having play and finding my creativity. So that was that challenge, really.
Yeah. I agree with you, creating rules and boundaries, but I would also say breaking them when you need to. So I am doing mostly illustrations, but when there is a day that I am feeling resistance to it, I draw flowers, because I like to draw those. They come easily, and it's fine. It's still beneficial to my practice. It's still great. And it gives me it gives me that moment. Or like if I've drawn something ugly the day before, oftentimes you'll see me draw a flower the next day, because it feels like coming home. It just feels like I know that's going to work. So give yourself guidelines, but if you need something easy, I think that you're better to do what you need to do to keep the consistency and going. Because I find that if you fall off, it's easy to fall off for days and days and days, and harder to get going again. So allow yourself to make marks. If you don't have something to draw, just create marks one day. That's fine. And maybe it's that you have a list of, when the day feels hard, this is my easy stuff that I could draw.
Yeah. A geo, some stripes.
Yeah.
And you can talk to that. You can be like, today I was in a rush. Today I didn't feel motivated. Today I didn't have the inspiration. Today I just did something easy, but I showed up. Do you know what I mean? But I still showed up and I did it. And I put pen to paper. Because I think, setting some guidelines around this can really help get you through it and all of the things. Have we got any other tips? Oh,
I have one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I quite like creating a hashtag for my 100-day challenge. So if anyone that does want to follow, I might sometimes just do like, at the moment, mine's Houghton Studio 100-day project. So you could just create your own hashtag, then people can follow you. Also, it's just nice to look back and you could use it again for your next one.
Yeah. Work ahead. Give yourself a grace. Give yourself a little bit of grace, because life will happen. Things will come up. A kid will be puking on you one morning that you weren't expecting. Things just happen. So give yourself a runway that you could work a little in advance and take that pressure slightly off.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We just knew that we were going to need a runway, because even just it's the posting. So like just being kind of a little bit of ahead. So then you've kind of got some stuff up your sleeve. And then you're just kind of constantly doing it in the background, but you're posting kind of like a few days, ahead of time is great.
I would also say, don't lean in the days that you feel like you want to draw more than one page in your sketchbook. Lean into that. Like, it doesn't, for me at least, a 100-day challenge doesn't mean one day, one drawing. If I'm feeling extra creative, why would I not take advantage of that? Do you know what I mean? So don't be afraid to do that, because then there's going to be other days where you're feeling like you just can, all you've got is stripes, and those days will come.
Yeah.
So
that's a great tip. And also on hashtags, also use the hashtags for the 100-day challenge or the challenge you're doing, the 30-day challenge, because that can really help spread the word and get attention on your account, and it can maybe help you grow some followers as well. So yeah.
wait, I have one more. One more, most importantly, if you can find a friend to do it with a friend.
Yes.
It really makes a world of difference, because Flora and I message back and forth. I'm like, why did we say we were doing this? And then other days we're like, oh my gosh, this is the best, but you've got somebody in the trenches with you. This community is incredible. Even if you feel like you don't have creative friends, you could reach out you could post it in your stories. You could always post it on one of our brief posts on the Creative Studio Collective. You could say, hey, I'm looking for somebody to do a 100-day challenge with me. Anybody want to do it?
Yeah.
Write it in the comments. And I'm certain other brief members would jump in with you, other creatives. It's just inviting people to join you. But I would really recommend finding a buddy to do it with, a friend to do it with.
We love it that so many of you have jumped in to the deep end with us. We see you, and that's really exciting too. That was really lovely to see. I was like, oh my God, do they know?
I know.
Getting themselves
I know. We were thinking maybe we'll do it again next year and do more of people keep asking us for like prompts and things like that. And this year was really just something for Flora and I to do, and really just our creativity to kind of get back into consistency with it. But we're mulling that over of what that might look like in the future, to invite our community to participate in a bigger way with us.
Yeah, and so what you can do is you can head over to, we have a blog now over on Creative Studio, so you can go ahead. We've got some tips over there of the benefits of some of the things that we talked about here, but in a little bit more detail. And we'll also be putting up a blog of some tips for getting started. And so go check those out. If you love it, then share, take a screen grab. We'd love to see that you loved our talk today.
And I just want to, before we go, thank everybody for all of the encouragement and kind words and support. It's been really incredible to see the community show up behind Flora and I for this 100-day challenge, and just be excited and inspired. For those of you that are new here, if you don't know, we have a bunch of incredible resources for artists. Like Flora said, we have our blog, we have our free resources, studio chats. You're already here and listening to this, so you know about that. We also have our Art of Pitching, our roundtable, and our baby, our monthly portfolio building creative briefs, which if you say no on all the other offers, definitely give that one a look, because it's the number one thing that Flora and I are both really passionate about and has had such a big impact on both of our businesses.
Yeah, and it's really affordable. So we also give away the first brief free with any payment option. So, and also we're doing articles and stuff in there, which is huge. We're trying to bring new opportunities to be seen by companies, by real companies. So that is really exciting. The last one we did, 2 people got licensed, and that was really exciting. And we're just waiting for the results of the one we're doing at the moment, but we've got another one dropping before the end of the year as well. So super excited about those. Anyway, we'll see you.
All right, it's good seeing you guys.
Bye.